listening to Let's Talk Freedom Radio, defeating the New World Order, one podcast at a time.
Hey guys, welcome to another show of Let's Talk Freedom. Robert Cancel is out this week, so it's just me, Joseph Werner, your host. Gonna touch on a couple little topics, whatever comes to mind. Before we do that, just want to give shots out to our sponsors, Helio Water Group. Alkaline antioxidant water improves chronic health conditions, and research in Japan since the 1950s and testimonials indicate that the following conditions have been improved from drinking alkaline ion water. Relieves arthritis, heartburn, high blood pressure, a number of other things. Again, that is Helios Water Group. Number 5, you can go to the web, helioswatergroup5.webs.com, check them out, and I get you a number here. If you mention Freedom, you get a discount off 10 bottles, and I'm going to get you the number. 954-200-1651. Again, that's 954-200-1651. This water does not have fluoride. As you know, if you listen to some of our other shows, we're very anti-fluoride. So this is a good opportunity to drink something with zero fluoride in it, which is known to calcify the pineal gland. We talk a little bit about that in our shows as well. So get clean drinking water. Helios Water Group. Also sponsored by Will Powered Fit Training. You can contact Will at 954-600-8332. This is personal training, group training, family training. This is one of the best things you can do for yourself, is to be fit. It's the one thing you take with you everywhere you go, and Will help you get there. If you go to his website, willpoweredfittraining.webs.com, you can see some of his YouTube or a couple of videos of the way that they train. He has a little something for everybody. That's Will Powered Fit Training, willpoweredfittraining.webs.com. And let's see here, get you a number there again. Sessions start at just $10, and they have package deals as well for couples and partners. They're located at Wallaby Park and Sunrise. And so give Will a call, 954-600-8332. All right, and let's get back to the show. Going to throw Continuum in there. It's a new show that I'm just been starting to watch, and I'm excited. Some of you guys probably don't know what it is, but the opening is wonderful. Robert enlightened me to it, so I'm gonna tap on that for a second.
"20 years ago, when the corporations bailed out our failed governments, they sold it to us as salvation. Now we see that we have paid for that rescue with our freedoms. We have awakened to the truth. We have become slaves to the corporate Congress. Today, all that changes. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike, that we have passed the torch to a new generation unwilling to permit the undoing of human rights and dignities. And let every corporation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price in order to assure the survival and success of liberty."
All right, so been having great conversations with a big number of people over the week. Everything from, politics. Obviously, this is a politically charged show. Both Robert and I have a very libertarian mindset, and the thing about a libertarian mindset is, though, we don't actually have this core of like political beliefs. It's almost the opposite. We believe that people should be free to choose and free to live the way they want to, as long as they're not harming other people around them. People that do not like the libertarian philosophy oftentimes, they resort to, and this is just human nature, they resort to a ad hominem attack about, oh, you guys just want to, sit back and destroy yourselves with this or that. And, to that group of people, I would say, everything in life destroys you, period. That is part of the process of life. You get up, these same people get up, don't think twice about turning on their electricity, not realizing that electricity comes from a power plant of some sort that gives off emissions, etc. And I'm referring to liberals and very left-leaning Democrats, and they don't weigh this stuff up in their heads that they are doing the same exact thing that they're bothered by. They just don't want to confront it within themselves. And the libertarian view, we are able to confront that, and we realize and balance it within ourselves, and we're not afraid of freedom. This is the beauty of life. We don't want to be locked up within our own country. We here in America, we've got this great country. You can move about. You can go to the beach if you want to. We don't have checkpoints at every county going in different directions. We don't have soldiers walking around with guns pointing them at your head, and you can't do anything about it. You can't even speak. You just better bow. And when they ask you where you're going and to state your business, you have to do this in other countries. We don't have that here, and it's a beautiful thing. And a lot of us that speak out now, we just want to maintain that. We don't want to lose that. There is no country to flee to. I do hear people talk about leaving to Canada. Everybody threatens these little... It's funny because Democrats and Republicans both are like, I'm leaving. If Obama gets elected, then all the Republicans are going to flee to Canada. Okay, I don't understand the point of that. And if the Democrats would have had Mitt Romney win, then, we're going to flee to Canada. Canada is not the best place on earth to live. I'm sorry. Canadians vacation here. We're based out of Florida. And I've met these people, and they themselves are very open and upfront and honest, and they're like, our healthcare system is not all that. Our election process, everything, Canadians are generally pretty nice people, especially the ones that I've met. We get a lot of them here in Florida, but they never claim that their country is this mecca, this place of salvation and safety, etc. So stop saying you're going to flee there. And if you don't like America, I do invite you to go visit the country that you believe in is your mecca. If you think that socialism or Marxism is the answer, go find somebody who's still embracing that philosophy and live in it. And then come back and report to me, and we'll invite you on the show. Tell us how great it was, but then you need to explain why you came back to America. For all the people that bash America and our freedoms, I was reading something recently where it was just talking about how America and its rules and its laws were just made by a bunch of white men a long time ago who wanted to keep slaves. And you know what? You can blurt out silly stuff like that because it does create an emotional reaction in people, but that's not the case. If you weren't there in the beginning, you really can't say. And if you think you're super highly educated because of a book, you're wrong. Because books are written by people, and the same way that we dismiss people today as being fallible, the same way those people that wrote those books were as well. When I write a book, I can omit information, I can change information, I can subjugate you to believe what I want you to believe from the information in the book. And I can even make it look unbiased to get the same end result, to make you think that you are being taught something of value. Education is valuable, but singular education is not. And what happens when you don't have enough information coming in from various sources, that singular information clouds your mind, and you end up labeling yourself as a Democrat or a Republican or a conservative. And you're afraid to look into what the other person believes. The same thing happens with religions. You are scared to know what the other person believes because somebody has tricked you into believing that everyone else's information is inaccurate. And I want to keep this on on topic. I don't want to get too much into religion, but if you think that what you believe in can break by you understanding or hearing something else, then that's a very fragile belief system, and you do need to question it. Because the truths that I know, they stand up to anything anyone can throw at me. And whenever somebody has new information to offer me, I'm going to gladly accept it. I'm not going to necessarily believe it's true, but I'm going to weigh it up. I owe it to myself. I owe it to the other person. I owe it to wisdom to weigh those things up and figure out, where's this person coming from? What are their motives? What if the information is good? What if the information is bad? That's part of the process of learning. So, back to the topic of the libertarian concept. We just want people to maintain that freedom and not to forfeit it. And every day of the year in politics, there are people, and I can use the word conspire, but I'll change it just so that, to separate the mental process from the stigmas that go with that word. There are people that make plans. Same word, same meaning. And they make these big plans, and it's not always for your benefit. You really do need to be aware of what's happening in politics at all times. You need to question everything, and you need to question its effects. I titled this episode Double-Edged Sword because when you swing a sword with two edges, it cuts both ways. If you get a little bit of I'll call it a ricochet, when swords collide, ideas collide, that sword, if it bounces back, it cuts you too when it's a double-edged sword. So, the analogy is this: you got to be careful for what you accept, what you vote for, what politicians you endorse, because it is a double-edged sword. You get a group of people, and like when Obama was being elected, and the ignorance was just running wild. These people really thought that this was Santa Claus taking over the presidency, and that he was going to bring them gifts and come in on a sled and just make free everything. And it really was that ignorant. Just to enlighten some of the people that don't know these things already, the government doesn't actually have money. Government is third party, and the people that have money have to have that money taken from them, or they have to donate it. So the third party vendor, our government, has to figure out how to take that money from them so that it has money to give. So they don't actually have money. They don't create money. I'll give you another analogy. Those of you that have ever been involved in construction, you hire a general contractor. General contractors are people that are hired because they have information about the various facets of construction. If you need electric work done, you can go to a general contractor. What the general contractor does is he has an electrician that he's friends with, and he's going to pay that electrician. The electrician charges anywhere from $95 to $175 an hour, depending on how big the job is. And so the GC says, okay, I'm hiring you on. It's going to cost me how much. The electrician lets him know how much it's going to cost. Then the GC turns around, doesn't necessarily know anything about the electric work, but